Hello, my name's Adam, and I work for the NHS, and I'm an Equality and Diversity Manager. My role in terms of what I do now is a lot down to my experience in my personal life and how I got here.
Hi, I'm Fiona. I work for the NHS for Eastern and Coastal Kent and I work in sexual health promotion, specifically working with LGBT people.
I came out when I was 16 to some of my friends. Most of my friends and family I didn't tell about my sexuality because I was very afraid of what they might say, how they might treat me, and how they might speak to me in the future. So, but I had some key good friends that I could speak to. I came out to all my friends and family as a wider group when I went to university because I felt like I was in a safer space then, around people who were like me.
I came out in 1981 as a lesbian, that's 30 years ago exactly. Um, and I think I really know how people feel when they struggle with the fear of rejection. Sadly, that rejection can be real for a lot of us, and I certainly experienced some rejection from my family. I think through fear and ignorance. And I think I became quite emotionally removed from them and quite physically removed for many years. Fortunately, I had a few very good friends who loved me for who I was, saw me for as a lesbian as just being part of me, and still saw me as their mate who went on holidays with them, laughed with them, cried with them, partied with them, went shopping. So that was fantastic. So you may have friends that you invest in, and I would recommend that you do that. You may also have a youth leader or a teacher that you trust that you could talk to. Certainly in the work I do, there's a couple of youth services now, young LGBT projects, which in my time didn't exist at all. And those groups are fantastic, so you may have them in your area that you can tap into.
My first experience of homophobia was while I was at university at the age of 20, and that resulted in my self-esteem reducing greatly, my worries about how people would treat me, and actually experienced further issues around that, just within the education environment, unfortunately. But it was the minority of people. What this resulted in me doing was that I went to our student union executive committee and said, you need somebody within our campus, within our university, who can help people like me. So they agreed. So I became their LGBT liaison officer, and I worked with many other university campuses across my region at the time. What I didn't realise at the time is that that role, alongside my studies full time, led me into and gave me the opportunity to work in the workplace doing things that I really wanted to do, that I dreamt that I would do. And I first applied for my job, and based on my experience at university, doing that liaison role for people like me led me to my first job within the NHS. And I've been working here within different organisations in the NHS for over 8 years.
When I came out to my mum, one of her first responses was, does that mean I won't have any grandchildren? And back in 1981, I had to accept that that was probably a truth for me. It's fantastic now in 2011 that I've got many lesbian friends who are parents, either through self-insemination or through donor insemination at a clinic. And often they do this with a male gay friend who becomes the father of that child. So as gay and lesbian people, we create our own families as well, which is fantastic. So attitudes and laws have really changed to make this possible.
I didn't grow up thinking that I'd be where I am today. It's where I dreamed I would be. I have a good job, which I enjoy, and I work with people like me in equality and diversity, which is where I always wanted to be working. And that's for all people, as well as those who are lesbian, gay, bisexual as well. I have a personal life where I've been with my partner for over 8 years, and we have children, and I have a wider family who have eventually accepted me for who I am.
A real mark of how my family, I feel, have grown in acceptance of my lesbianism and being gay in general is the fact that my niece came out 6 years ago, which, apart from having another lesbian in the family, which is fantastic, it really showed through my sister. Within a matter of weeks, I'd invited my niece's girlfriend for dinner. 6 years later, they've set up home together, and both sets of parents and families meet regularly for social occasions. So when I think it took me 10 years before I was able to bring a girlfriend home, things have really changed.
So for me, it got better, and for you, it gets better.
I'm living proof it gets better.